When I crossed into heaven, a glimpse into the future with Jesus. After watching your channel for the past 2 months, I've gathered the courage to share my story. To give you a better picture, I'll share a bit about myself without revealing my identity. Let's go with the name Peter. Growing up, it was just me and my dad since my mom passed away when I was born. Despite the loss, my dad did his best to raise me well. I spent a lot of time at my grandparents' house while he worked. My grandma was religious, so I went to church with her twice a week, though I wasn't fully convinced about everything in the Bible. Fast forward to when I was 24, I was in California, pursuing my dream of becoming an actor while doing odd jobs to get by. One night at the restaurant where I worked, a rowdy group caused trouble, and we asked them to leave. Later, as I walked to my car, someone attacked me with a bat, knocking me out. When I came to, I found myself in a strange white room with no doors or windows. I called out for help, but no one came. Remembering what my grandma used to say, I prayed to Jesus. After some time, I heard a voice telling me to stand up. When I opened my eyes, I saw Jesus in front of me. He looked like he had Middle Eastern features, wearing a simple white robe with a brown belt. He smiled at me, and for the first time, I noticed his lips didn't move. I heard a voice inside my head. "You're here only for a while," Jesus said. "Someone wants to see you." My mind raced. Standing with Jesus, who else could it be? Suddenly, a woman appeared beside him. It hit me. She was my mother. I recognized her from photos my father showed me. Love poured from both of them. It felt like home. "Mom," I cried. She hugged me, and her love filled me. Like Jesus, she spoke to me without moving her lips. She said not to blame myself for her death and that she was happy. We'd be together soon, but I had to go back. My time on earth wasn't over. I begged Jesus to let me stay. He explained my journey was set, like a river finding the ocean. He promised something important awaited me on earth, worth all the pain. He touched my head, and I saw glimpses of my future like a movie. He said it was one possible path, based on my choices. Will I remember this? I asked. You might feel it, but no, he said. Part of me wanted to stay, but I knew I had to return. I felt an obligation, though to whom, I wasn't sure. Did I choose to come back? I'm not sure. My mother hugged me with love and vanished. Jesus hugged me too, then I woke up in the hospital. My manager and doctor were there. I had a concussion and broken ribs, but would be okay. After leaving the hospital, I prayed, and the ringing in my ears stopped. I don't know what lies ahead, but I believe in Jesus and God now. I hope sharing my story brings comfort to others. Sincerely, Peter. On April 3, 2008, I was doing chores at home when I suddenly felt intense pain in my stomach. It was like something was digging into me. The pain got worse, and I passed out. When I woke up, I was in the hospital with my husband beside me. The doctor said I had acute appendicitis, a serious condition where the appendix gets infected or blocked, causing inflammation. The doctor explained that if not treated, the appendix could burst, causing severe complications. I needed surgery to remove it. Though worried about the risks, I agreed to the surgery. It went well, but later, they found my wound was infected with staph bacteria, needing a second surgery. During this surgery, I heard the doctors talking about me and my family, which confused and upset me. I woke up in the intensive care unit with a tube in my throat, unable to talk. The doctors discussed my condition with my family, saying it was very serious and I might have brain damage. They debated giving me antibiotics, but there were risks. My family left sadly, and I tried to communicate with the nurse using a pen and paper, but she said the discomfort was normal, and I couldn't remove the tube. About 2 hours later, I experienced the most memorable event of my life. One nurse said to another nurse that she was going to pick up her daughter from school. After a while, the second nurse said to me she was leaving for a while. She was just going to get a drink of water. Not long after the nurses left, I felt my breathing start to become difficult as some sputum was produced. The tube was blocked, preventing oxygen from reaching my lungs. I had no way to call out loud, my body squirmed, and I couldn't do anything. A few seconds felt like hours. Just at the same time, the alarm sounded, and a large group of doctors and nurses entered my room. I heard their panicked screams. They were calling for a team of specialists. They seemed to be shouting like madmen. I could hear everything, but I couldn't breathe anymore. The doctor put some fluid in a tube to try to suck out the fluid. I stopped breathing and my heart stopped beating. Then I left my body. When I opened my eyes, I saw myself floating above my body in the hospital. I felt calm without any pain. Doctors were busy around my body. Suddenly, a strange force descended towards me as if it wanted to take me away. I felt scared and didn't know what to do. I resisted because I didn't want to leave my family and body, but the force was too strong and I realized I was going to leave this world. I began an amazing journey. I saw a massive tree shining with bright light, surrounded by friendly animals living in harmony. I felt peaceful and loved. I floated higher and saw different wildlife, unlike anything on Earth, all friendly and colorful. Then I saw many happy children playing in fields of flowers. Following their path, I reached a beautiful garden with a big fountain, where people of all ages were gathered, talking and smiling peacefully. I felt no discomfort or pain. I thought of my family but stopped worrying, knowing they would join me later. Moving forward, I saw energetic elderly people strolling in a flower-filled garden beside a river. In the distance, I saw a warm light calling me, filling me with love and peace. As I approached, the light embraced me, bringing an indescribable feeling of pure love and peace. This place filled me with joy and gratitude for the journey I had taken. I felt a hand touch my head, and suddenly I was flooded with love. A gentle voice told me to stay calm, that I couldn't stay where I was yet. I saw myself in a hospital bed, with doctors trying to revive me. The love and peace I felt were incredible, but I didn't want to return to my body. The voice became clearer, insisting I had much to do, many people who needed me. Reluctantly, I returned to my body, feeling pain. Doctors surrounded me, and I shouted that I didn't want to come back. But no one heard me. My heart had stopped, but the doctors didn't give up. Eventually, I regained consciousness. I felt confused and blamed the doctor for bringing me back. He listened to my story of what I experienced. He said many people have similar near-death experiences and suggested faith could help me understand it better. His words calmed me. Returning home, I felt thankful to see my family, but confused about what happened. I tried to tell my husband, but he thought it was just a hallucination. Despite his doubts, I knew it was real. Reflecting on the experience, I realized it had a profound impact on me. I felt grateful for life and believed I had a purpose to fulfill. Though others may not understand, I knew it was a significant moment that would shape my future.